Hey, hey, what's up? It's Restricted Arts. Making a video here. It's kind of a new series I was thinking about. Pretty much what I'm going to do is going to be going through portfolios that people send me, and just from subscribers or friends I know, and I'm gonna go through them and review them and tell them what I like and what I don't like so much, or what they could do to improve. And yeah, so if you want to get featured in this series, all you have to do is go to my Twitter. It would be nice if you follow me, but you don't have to. Because I'd like to have more followers so I can interact with my subs more. But yeah, pretty much all you have to do is just tweet your portfolio at me, and then just say, hey, can you review this next week or something? Yeah, and I was just organizing my stocks because I'm trying to get into doing manipulations. So I was just downloading some stocks and organizing some. All right, so first I'm gonna review my buddy's Flustig. I did a post for him with him the other day. Yeah, and so I'm just gonna review his portfolio, and then I have one more guy that I'm gonna do who has a smaller one, a shorter portfolio. That is. Yeah, so it's the portfolio link to me. I like how he has his prices and stuff like on the front page, so people know that he does charge. It's when you do start to charge as a designer, it does get annoying. People constantly ask you to do free work and stuff just because if you've said it, it just gets annoying because I used to do free work, but I just ran out of time. People were asking me to do too much, and yeah. So he does the same thing I do, which is about if you're over 1K subs, it'll be for free, which is a good thing to do because in the long run, getting yourself promoted and stuff is better than getting just a couple dollars. A couple dollars. So yeah, pretty much, I'm just gonna go through his portfolio and talk about what I like and don't like. So bio doesn't really matter. Well, you should change up your bio a bit, but I don't think I've wrote a bio in my portfolio anyway. So yeah, so looks like a banner he did for OP sniping. I like the texturing and I like what he did with how it's broken and stuff. With either Nitro Blast or Thrasi in Cinema 4D. Um, Things to improve on. It doesn't quite make sense why there's particles inside the mouth, but then not around. I think you could have lowered the opacity on these and spread them. There's a few particles here I can see, but I'm not sure if you can see this for those who watch this video, but if you could have spread them around over just very, very faint over top of this, I think that would have improved it a little bit. But I really like this background and the texturing in the background about how it does kind of fade out. Although there's a little bit of banding here. I'm not sure if that was just the stock you used or if this is just when you uploaded it. But yeah, sniping, I think that fits alright there. How you did it, I think you could have, I'm not sure if you did, I think you could have maybe distorted that a little bit better with the distort text tool in Photoshop here. Let me show you how to do that real quick. New text, so if I just go arts, I'll just make this black. I'm gonna try not have this, try not to ramble on like this too much. But yeah, pretty much all you do. So it looks like all you did really was rotate it like this. Although maybe not. Hold on. Maybe you did distort it too, because that doesn't look quite right. Let me look at this. Right. Nope. Flussing. I think it looks like you just rotate it. So what you can do is after you rotate it, Control T. Why can't I distort it? Oh, you have to rasterize the type first. Control T, distort. Then you just kind of drag it back, like you can just drag this back like this and make it look like it's slanted. And you could do this with all kinds of different things to make stuff look like it's on angles and stuff. I'm not gonna do a video on that now, but you get the point. So yeah, that one's nice. Just a little bit. These particles don't quite make sense, and also working your lighting. I'm gonna be doing. Although the lighting here I like, just on the face, I feel like. Actually, the lighting's pretty good for starting out. I'm trying to improve my lighting right now, so just kind of nitpicking it. This is a nice banner. I like the cleanness of this gray. It really looks nice, and this texture under here is nice. I think what you could have done is made this texture a little, or it's this texture, made that a little more organic. Maybe go into the texture and edit it, make it distorted a little bit so it kind of flows a little bit more and doesn't look like just blocks with this texture on it. I think it's already rounded off a bit, but if you could have done that maybe a little more, that would look nice. But it's pretty nice now. That's more personal preference. One thing I would say is I do like the lighting and shadows a little bit better on this one. These flares right here, I think it would have been better if you could have if you would have put one flare here, then used the brush and just painted it red on this side and blue on this side, rather than you kind of have these high points that then go down, and you would have just had one, rather than just having one point in the middle that just sloped down on each side. Yeah. And then just these glass pieces don't really fit in very well. It looks like it's a nice render. It's a real nice render. I feel like this banner at the top could have been a little smaller. And then maybe not, because YouTube banners get pretty small when you put them on the channel. But yeah, I just feel like it's cutting off the top of your text a bit. Although I do think you made it kind of see-through. Yeah, alright, never mind. I just wasn't sitting up in my chair. But yeah, just try to blend it in a bit more with the background. These broken glass pieces work alright, but I feel like you could have done a little bit better making it blend. And also these flares, this right here, you can see is sticking off a bit. And you can see just kind of where the edge of the flare right there, which doesn't really look great in my opinion. Next one. Alright, this is a pretty nice banner. I can tell he used this stock. I used to use a lot. I'm trying not to use anymore. Above here for lighting. The textures are good. The lighting's alright. I think maybe if you would have darkened up the bottom a bit with a black brush on overlay, that would have looked nice. Yeah, the background, I see how you did kind of this broken thing kind of look. It looks nice. I just think you should have had it continue all the way to the edge, because it kind of looks weird how it just stops and goes to black. And then maybe what you could have done with that is put an iris blur on so that it starts to blur out right here, so that you can't really see it anymore. If you didn't want to have to build it all the way out there, you could have just put a blur, so maybe just the edge of these started to blur stuff. But yeah, nice job. I see you use Reaper X, looks like some atom arrays. Yeah, so not bad. I like the texture on this metal kind of looking part right here, so it's nice. I think you did put a CC on this though. I think it might even be from the CC pack I sent him, but if I remember correctly. But I'm trying to get into more of doing all my CCs myself, but it's difficult. Yeah. So last one. This one is nice. Well, it's not. I like this nice. This flare is a little too bright. You're used to lowering the opacity on your flares, and also cleaning up the edges of your flares. These ones are real bad right here. Flares, you aren't supposed to look at something and say, oh, there's a flare on that text and that looks nice. You're supposed to look at it, and flares are supposed to like represent highlights. Like this extra little bit of this flare right here shouldn't be here. You should either scale it down with the transform tool, or just erase that and lower the opacity. And yeah, like it's so bright you can't even tell if it's on line with the edge of the text or anything. It just looks like it's a flare there. I think this is VY, but yeah, if you know what I mean. And then this one's a little too bright, but I do like this black and white. I think it looks good, especially the S. I like the S, and I think the particles, although I think he did use that same stock, and it just, if you use that, make sure you hit Control Shift U to make it black and white. And yeah, so I think you could have done a little bit. I like the black and white to color style, but I think you could have done a little better blending the two together. And then again, the glass, try to have that blend in a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, I like the background kind of. It doesn't fade out completely, but it's not super busy. So yeah, oh, you have thumbnails too. Only one. So this is nice. Thumbnails are hard to judge because they look very different from far away, but one thing is kind of a pet peeve of mine that people do with thumbnails is they put a ton of textures over them, which make them really. This one isn't too bad. These splashes just a little. This image in the background is what's getting me. I think it's a little low quality, whatever image you have in the background. And these splashes kind of look at these like splats or whatever you call them, make it look kind of messy. I think it would have been better if you would have done these in black and lower the opacity on them rather than done them in whites. And yeah, I'm just not a big fan of when people do like really scratchy. You didn't hear, but in general, when people do scratchy textures on thumbnails, and also just have the color scheme make a little more sense. These blues next to these oranges and stuff. Just doesn't. I don't think it's the best look, but it's not a bad thumbnail. The layout's pretty good. How he fit it in. He used up the whole thing very well. He fit the gun in. He fit a lot of information in well, and yeah. Outros. This one's pretty nice. It's simple, but you know, it's nice. I like the fade, like the gradient on these two video tiles, and it's a nice stock in the background. You know, it's space stocks are very overused, but it's a nice stock, and I think it looks good. Uh, yeah, so it's not a bad outro. How long are we on for time? Shit. All right. Well, this texture's a little much. I think you should not have had it go over top this text here. It's fine over top this V, but having it go over top these windows, which look like they were actually done fairly nice, I don't think is the best idea. And then this one is nice, except this render doesn't really fit in super well with it. It's a very colorful render. I think what it looked better is this on a white background with very colorful kind of maybe these cut up. If you could even have made these rectangles with the videos on them cut up and had them colored with different colors and stuff, I think that would have looked very nice. And then just also the flare behind it. It gives a nice lighting effect, but the streaks of the flare are a little too strong. Logos, yeah, nice render. Texture is a little much, I think, but yeah. Alright, now I have to go to this other guy's portfolio real quick because I promised him I would do his, shit, where is it? It's on my channel. Also, go subscribe to OP Arts if you, why can't I pause this video? Alright. Go subscribe to OP Arts, who I did join. It's different from the OP. I was recently just on the OP graphics team. I just did graphics, but the OP Arts is, it's a higher quality team than most Call of Duty teams have. Most Call of Duty graphics teams are not very high quality, but I feel like we're definitely getting to be a higher quality team. We're still not on level with teams like DZ and Thrust and stuff like that, but I think we're getting better, and we have some really good people. Here it is. Preview edits dot carbonmade.com. Try to keep this under 15 minutes. Apparently I spelled that wrong. Jesus. I need to get some new music for my speakers. I've been cycling the same 8 songs. Edits. Yeah. Okay. So I remember this wasn't very big. Is there an about? Just gamers, starting GFX, nothing special. Alright. Can I zoom in on these? I can't. Oh, I forgot. I didn't scroll down last time I was on here. Alright. Yeah, so this is something I need to get better at, is just uploading my banners, having it just be the part that's shown, because I still upload the full thing on Behance too, which I need to get better at. But yeah, I assume these flares are right at the top and the bottom. It's a nice render. I like these kind of these spheres, and this broken look on the text. This flare is nice and interesting with the kind of lightning effect it has. Yeah, it's nice. It's hard to see since it's a full thing. It's hard to tell what the exact effect of the banner is, but I think it looks nice so far. This one, this looks like it's mostly just a collection of stocks. And this is text. I can't quite read what it says. Pray for our sorrows to end. Alright. Yeah, alright. Maybe just make the stocks blend in a little bit better, like this has some white around the edge, which you can try to get rid of. This, I don't know if you upload these as a this is a JPEG. It seems a little rasterized. So make sure you always upload as PNGs. This just seems a little messy looking to me. This A is kind of interesting, the way like it has the way that there's another copy of it below that's lower opacity. It works well with these square shapes, but yeah, just the text and everything. It makes this all being the same kind of red color, and the rasterized kind of look of it makes it a little messy looking. This, maybe have your render blend in a little bit better and have it closer to the center. And then this text is kind of hard to see too. And this texture is a little overpowering. This is nice. There's some nice kind of lighting and stuff. I'm not sure how much of this is just stock images. This flare, if that's yours, is nice. The text is subtle. I like it. Yeah, so this isn't a bad banner. Yeah, it's a good banner. This one, again, just a little messy. This text is a little hard to read because it's kind of blurred. And yeah, just some of the things don't quite fit together. This is Doom banner, black and white. Black and white is good, but try to add a little bit more contrast in it. You see this is all kind of the same shade. Oh, is that blue? I can't tell. This is all kind of the same shade of gray. Maybe you add adjustments. I'll open up a render real quick just to make an example. Old render. Over adjustments up here, click brightness and contrast, and just bring the only make it black and white. Control Shift U. Control Shift U. And then see that black and white doesn't look great. You just want to bring the contrast up a bit. Although it doesn't, because this wasn't a very good render. This is before I changed my render settings. But yeah. So when you just make it black and white, just make sure you have some more contrast in it. Whether you do that with the paintbrush, adding a little bit of lighting and stuff. But yeah. So what else? Logos. Nice. Not a bad render. This kind of tech look. It looks like you copied it and kind of sized it, lower the opacity. I'm not sure great how that fits. I like how you incorporated the name here, how it kind of looks like it's got this overlay here. Just make these flares fit a little better on here. But I really like how the name's like put across like that. I think it's a good idea. And yeah, maybe just go lower these textures. Are a little strong on the front. Maybe just take the brush and kind of brush them down a bit. And again, all these images seem a little bit rasterized, so maybe you're not saving as .pngs. It's the same thing. Same thing. Those are nice. This could use a little improvement, I think, but you haven't been working very long. This is nicer. I like this. These chains don't fit super well, but the A itself is nice. I think I don't think you need those chains. Same thing here. I like this color too. I don't think you need the chains. I think the A by itself is nice, although it might be hard to see from when it's uploaded as banner. This is nice. I'm not sure if this is a render or not, or if this is a stock, but yeah, maybe just change if this is render, change your render settings a bit. Try to improve your lighting, and yeah. And then, yeah, this isn't bad. I'll go kind of like this bump here kind of shape. Maybe just have this rounded out a little bit better. Yeah, this is really long, but yeah, I'm gonna try to do these more often, and I'm gonna try to make them shorter. I'm gonna get better at going through this work fast. But yeah, so if you want to be part of these, if you want to be featured in one of these, let me know, and I'll tweet at me on Twitter and tweet me your portfolio. And yeah, thanks, and let me know what you think.